Welcome back to the channel. Or if you haven't been here before, welcome to the channel. Been basically doing a project here last several videos. I think I'm on episode 63 here, where I've decided to visit all 50 states in 1 year, the year that I turned 60. Call it 50 at 60. And I'm at the documenting phase now. I'm doing videos from every state that I've been to. And again, if you've been following the journey, thanks for being here. And if you're new, I'd love to have you on board. Subscribe, follow the journey, if you would. All of that sounded awkward, but I'm a pretty awkward person, as you'll see as you start watching some of these. I usually dive into these stories pretty, unscripted, I guess is a good word to describe it. I basically barge out into the world or into the country with several cameras and record little tidbits and try to put things together after the fact. In the edit, probably not the best way to do it. I attempted using AI to put some stories together to stay focused, and gave me some great ideas. I didn't really follow many of them. I guess the real question, though, is why the hell am I in a recording booth? We're going to get to more of that later. I basically repurposed or redid 2 of my rooms here in my condo. And those could be vlogs in and of themselves or complete videos. And I'll probably dive into that a bit. But I've been doing a lot of voiceovers on this channel, on this series. So the first thing I wanted to show a little sneak peek of is an area. It's not soundproof, but it's kind of sound. What's the word I'm looking for? I completely lost my train of thought. That's going to bug me all day. Anyway, what do my notes say here? Well, before we continue with today's story of my trip from Cape Cod up the coast to New Hampshire, there's a few pictures I didn't share. I'm just going to pop them on the screen now. It's from a bed and breakfast I stayed at. One of the reasons I really like staying at these bed and breakfasts is I get to appreciate some nice design and certainly community at breakfast. The food's a lot better. And again, while you're there, you get to enjoy the taste of the entrepreneur or the proprietor that put the place together, his design taste, his style and use of color. I had a room that had a lot of blue and yellow in it. I don't know, it's not my style personally, but it's something that's nice to enjoy for an evening or for a day. He's also there to, give you some suggestions, give you a feel for the local flavor, maybe local area suggestions, places to go. A little bit more warm of an environment than just staying at a roadside inn. Not knocking those, but I don't know, bed and breakfasts seem to be a dying breed in this country, so it's nice to support them when you can. Also, getting back to taste, what's with that purple scarf, Mike? Anyway, back to the story. I'm not sure how it's going to unfold. I've got a bunch of footage here. I'll pop in here from time to time to kind of tie things together if need be. I do know that I have an awful lot of footage of me, with the front-facing camera, kind of recording the journey and rambling from the car quite a bit. I'm not going to share all of that because I just went on and on and on, but I don't know, there was a few key points where I got a little bit stressed. For some reason, I was near the Boston airport. I wanted to hug the coast and bam, there I was. Not sure how that happened.
Keep right toward Boston and South Phone Lot.
I just want to get out of here, man. I don't want to go to Boston. Oh my God, I hate the traffic here. I can't wait to get out of this area.
Keep right, then keep left onto Route 1A North toward Revere.
Keep right, then keep left. Good Lord, the worst directions. Really offering virtually no value in this thing. Oh, look at this area. By the way, I was back on an area a while ago. That was clear back in Sandwich. I was leaving Sandwich and had me take a left-hand turn onto a place called Cranberry Highway. And I swear, I should have stopped and turned around, but as I got on there, to the right side, I saw like 6 or 7 guys that were pushing these things, they look like older, like manual lawnmowers, but I think they were actually collecting cranberries. If that's even possible. I don't know. Is it cranberry season? Is that why they called it Cranberry Highway? When do you harvest cranberries? Text in, let us know. Mike, did you get any photography done? Any good pictures? Well, I got terabytes of the drive. Trump sign up in the hill to the left. Classic. I love to see them sprinkled in, interspersed, peppered in, if you would. Look at these kids. They're all dressed up in emojis, riding their motorcycles. It's a Sunday. Look at how fucking gorgeous. What is this here? Welcome, Good Harbor Beach. Huh. Did you see Good Harbor Beach while you were there? Oh yeah. My guess is, although most everybody out here is liberal, they could fucking care less about Boston. I could care less about Boston. Keep me the fuck out of there. Look at these. Did you get any good pictures? I got terabytes of me rambling. Oh, really? What are you going to do with it? Nothing. Sit in the hard drive. I got to turn this fucking thing off. Alright, so I'm driving through the little port town of Rockport. Been here before. In fact, I think I stayed here. Again, let me try to dig up some pictures that I took here before of Rockport. We are leaving the town of Rockport. Coastal highway to the right. That's me. It's not what the map has me doing. Didn't I say I was going to stop in Rockport? It's going to be a miracle if any of this footage sees the light of day. How fucking gorgeous is that view behind me that you're not seeing? Wow. We are going to make a right-hand turn to Pigeon Cove. Why? Because we can. Map is getting a workout. Recalculating. So I mentioned some pictures. I'm going to dive into the archives. I think it was a trip in 2010 I had of Rockport. It's a very cute little village or a port town. I'm not really sure why I didn't stop on this trip because looking back at my pictures, it's really cute. There's a focal point, red, I think it was a fish processing house. Then again, I have no idea what it is. And by the way, you can hear that's not soundproof. It's sound treated, but we can hear the thunder outside. South Florida, raining on cue. And on cue, by the way, the cat is trying to get in here. Would you like to see Penny? Oh, she ran away. I'll sneak her in here from time to time. Anyway, here's some photos from that trip. And again, I'm not sure why I didn't stay there. For some reason, I was in a hurry to get to Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Here's some of those images, and I'll see you on the other side. So I'm pulling into... I keep wanting to call
Go past the stop sign, then turn left onto Bow Street.
I keep wanting to call it Portsmouth, but the guy at the I had the dash cam rolling as I drove into Portsmouth, but truthfully, I had no idea what I was looking at. It was my first time here, and I figured I'd just let the place introduce itself. Unscripted, unfiltered, one brick building and narrow street at a time. Sometimes the best way to meet a town is the same way you meet an old barfly. Quietly and with low expectations. Portsmouth is old, like pre-revolutionary old, but it doesn't shove that in your face. It lets you notice. Once a shipbuilding powerhouse, it now trades in small plates, sea breeze, and a kind of coastal confidence that comes only from surviving 3 centuries of storms, wars, and tourists looking for lobster rolls. It's perched on the edge of the Piscataqua River, staring across at Maine with a smirk, like it knows something the rest of us don't. And by the way, I definitely had to look up that pronunciation. Well, as I cruised through, I couldn't tell if I was heading to a colonial history lesson or the set of a high-budget LL Bean commercial. But it had character, and that's something I always chase. You don't think I wrote that, do you? ChatGPT strikes again. By the way, the cat's in the booth here with me again. Hopefully she doesn't make too much noise. Well, after weaving through the town a little bit, I eventually made my way to the parking lot of the hotel I was staying at. Across from a church, of all places. That's where the hotel's pre-arrival text told me to go. So I parked there, under a steeple, and a sky full of questions, for my stay at a place called the Alehouse Inn. I'm starting to get this feeling that this little corner of New Hampshire has a lot more stories than I could possibly film. For now, let's go check out the room. Presently shooting a time lapse out the window. Not the best view. I mean, the clouds are kind of cool, but I don't really see the water. I saw that bridge pop up. It's one of those bridges that a piece comes up like this. It's kind of cool, but I just want to show you the room here. Before I show you this, I just want to say that I am in a great location, centrally located. Well, I'll just show you, and then I'll show you the room. All right, we're down here. We're somewhere. Oh yeah, like right in here. I'm in a place above, a place called the Ale House. That's the name of the restaurant or the hotel, and there's a little theater right here. But there's like cool restaurants here. There's an older harbor. Market Street's right here. So in all of Portsmouth, I'm in a really good location to kind of walk around. There's a walking tour that I think it starts somewhere down here in Middle Street, wherever that's at, somewhere down here. So, I mean, that's cool. I mean, I saw the picture of the hotel. It didn't resemble this room. It feels every bit as cold and dreary as it looks on camera. But I'll show you the reception area, or a place to hang out and read if you want. That's what they had in the hotel Expedia listing. Again, nowhere near what it looks like here. But I'm only here for one night, and go do some exploring. Let's go. So when you come out here, this is the picture that they had in the listing, right here. And I was like, oh, the room will have brick and be nice and cozy. It won't be this reception area, but it'll be very similar. Not really, but it is nice. Was out here doing a little reading actually a few minutes ago. Alright, let's go see what, could do some exploring here. So somebody looking at this, look at it, 439 square feet, 1 bedroom, 1 bath, $485. West Palm Beach prices, so 2 bedroom, 1 bath, $689. Well, it's so often the case. I arrive in a town, and within the first hour, I try to figure it out. And I would like to say, I have to say, that I like this town so far. It's got a little bit of an edge to it, a little gritty edge, with a touch of the sea, because it is a harbor town. It reminds me of Greenwich Village, actually. There's a bar down below, hence the name Ale House Inn, and probably mentioned it 1,000 times. I haven't drank anything this year, so although those places look inviting, I'm enjoying the cleanliness of not drinking this year. So I'll look for a non-alcoholic beer for sure. So I'm gonna drop this big camera off. I think we're gonna take the GoPro out, or not the GoPro, the Action 5. Test out the low light capabilities. So I find myself at a weird moment here. I came back here to drop my camera off and just freshen up a little bit, and I'm gonna head out and get a bite to eat. And just scrolling through my phone, and I just shared a post. There's so many people in North Carolina that have been affected by this recent hurricane. And again, when I'm dropping this video, I don't have any idea what month it's going to be, but right now it's September 28th, I believe, and Hurricane Helene had kind of gone through the panhandle of Florida and then went up to North Carolina to drop a bunch of rain on an area that had already seen like 11 inches or 12 inches of rain before that. I can't help but feel that I'm just luckily just avoiding bad weather this whole series of journeys so far. I've really been lucky. But at the same point, right now I feel like, I don't know, I should be doing something. I should be down there helping. I mean, I kind of, many times I've volunteered right after hurricanes in my area because I've dealt with them firsthand, and usually I'm not affected from where I live, and I have the ability to help, so I do. And whatever that is, driving a truck, helping box food up, hand food out. But again, I don't think anybody was ready for this, what happened. I mean, all of western North Carolina is affected. And it's hitting home for me for a couple of reasons. One, my mother-in-law lived up there in Hendersonville. That area is it's not devastated, but the roads are blocked. You can't get water and food, and nobody's driving. I've been to Asheville a few times. Love that area, the Biltmore,
Lake Lure. There's a drive that goes down there through Chimney Rock. I've stayed there actually, right along that river. And I don't want this to sound selfish, but when I get back from this trip, I was going to spend about a week at home, and then I was going to pack up and go to that area, because I was really seriously thinking about looking around at property up there, or seeing what I could find in like the Boone area, Cashiers, Highland, in the Asheville area. And I'm telling you, my mood has totally changed. I just spent like 5 minutes scrolling through, seeing some stuff, some articles, and seeing some stuff on Twitter, and I'm like, you know, when something like that happens, I look at it and I'm like, what the hell am I doing here? You know, I'm glad I didn't decide to go there, but there's a side of me that just wants to leave where I am now and go down there. I'm giving you no information for Portsmouth, but I'm kind of documenting my feelings on this journey, and that's where my head's at right now. So anyway, I can't do anything where I am now in this gray, maybe it's this room. What a weird vibe. Actually, it's not that bad. I'm lucky I have this room. Should be grateful. So I'm gonna go out and go for another quick walk. I'm gonna grab a bite to eat, and I think I might go on a walking tour tomorrow. Learn a little bit more about this area before I bust out of here and go to Maine. That's all I got for now. Actually, I may take the camera with me and do a little bit of night vlogging with this, what do they call it, super light? Whatever it is on this camera. I've been testing this thing out. Oh, 6 minutes, what have I said? Nothing. All right, I'll see you out in the streets. This thing does a good job mixing up the mixed lighting, color temperatures, you know. Still can't believe how good this appears to look on the screen. I haven't tested it yet. I haven't looked at any of this on the laptop yet. But this is pretty dark out here. Only $42.50 a month. So I guess the cost for affordable lodging is not something that's unique to South Florida or just a few small parts of the country. It's everywhere. I was talking to the server tonight, and I says, you know, tell me a little bit about Portsmouth, you know, what's it about, you know, whatever. And she was just talking about how recently it's really, you know, gentrified quite a bit. There's a lot of investment in properties and fixing things up, and tons of restaurants here. It's like a destination. A lot of people come from all around it's like a foodie town. That's one way to describe it. But I says, so it's almost unaffordable to live downtown? She's like, oh, there's no way. She's like, I'm lucky I found like a room that she's renting, but for the most part, people that work down here, they don't live anywhere near here. And that's sad, you know? But it's what happens. I was told about a couple of cool places to photograph the city in the morning. Sunrise. I'll just walk down here a little bit more. I just want to see how, again, I'm still testing the this camera for different lighting scenarios. It's crazy lighting going on here. Yeah, you know what? I got to go back and do some things. I got to book a room for tomorrow. Get some, I won't say paperwork, but get some organizing done. And just walk. I'm gonna walk down to the bottom of the hill, do a quick pan. Maybe. Wait a minute here. Can you go up here? Yeah, I think you can. Got a view of the bridge up here. Check this out. So, I have no idea what, I think these are private residences here. This is a hub spot, but there's nothing in there. I don't know. I think over there would have been a great place to photograph the city. If I was here earlier, catch the blue hour. There's only so much you can do in 24 hours. But I'm getting a flavor for these places, you know? It's a little bit of a feel, if you would. So he told me to go to Prescott Park and then photograph the city this way. I'm gonna get up early, just get in the car, drive, then come back, and I think I'm gonna try to take that walking tour. It's at 10:30 before I head up to Maine. Portsmouth in a day.
All right, I'm back because I never really gave the day an ending, a proper ending. Again, that's what happens when you don't script the day. I had alluded to the fact that I had done some other work in other rooms here. Let me just do a little sneak peek at some of the color I have going on in the studio right outside of this recording booth area. I'm sure I'll be doing some videos out there. I have a nice dark wall. Again, we're not going to talk too much about that, but the cat's right outside of the booth. Should I get her? Hey, you want to say hi? Stand by. I'll show you the cat. This is Penny. Penny the cat. Say hi. No? Don't want to say hi? She's a little camera shy. By the way, this is one of her new hiding places. I have a little shelf here. She likes to hang out on the first shelf that I have a packing blanket on. So, I don't know. We're all over the map on this video, but I'm trying new and different things. Again, I'm going to be recording a little bit more in my new space and maybe help tie some of these stories together that are, well, loose rambles at best. Anyway, I'll see you on the next one. If you're still here, you are a true fan, and I appreciate you being here. I look forward to seeing you up in Maine here shortly, but next week we'll have a little bit more from New Hampshire. If the cat doesn't rip this place apart. As always. More on all this later. Thanks for being here.